And we're back. Welcome to Civilization 5 with me, Daniel, OnionCave64, or CivilOnion, based upon how you know me. And we're doing really well in this game. It has to be said that recently, over the past maybe 2 or 3 weeks, I've been moving the difficulty up. At the moment, I think we're on difficulty level 5. I've been playing games on level 6 and doing pretty well. I've played and won as England on continent, small continents map. And I've also played and won as Indonesia on the same style of the map. I was just curious how they would work with the AI. So I was just playing them. Indonesia gets a really interesting, unique unit where their swordman basically gets a completely random bonus attribute. And it is completely random until you actually fight someone, so you don't know what it is. And I believe there are 7 things it can be. 4 of them are good. Well, no sugar. One of them is kind of neutral. 4 are really good, and 2 are really bad. Especially one of the really bad ones. One of the really bad ones has, I think, a 10% penalty on attack and a 30% penalty on defense, and that is absolutely horrible. The other bad one just takes damage if it's in foreign lands you're at war with. So they're really good for defending your own land, where you just don't take them overseas or onto another place. That'll just be a home baser. But yeah, it's some of the skills you get. Invulnerability is a skill that you can potentially get, and if you could choose, it would be the most broken skill ever. Because the unit heals 20 extra health per turn, it gets a bonus to its defense, and if you can get like cover on it and medic, it's unbelievably good. No, I really recommend, if you have this game, to try playing as Indonesia and building an absolute ton of their swordmen and seeing what you get. Because if you can get, like, one of the abilities is an increased movement, and you can attack twice in one turn, which, if you're a tank, you can usually do anyway, but tanks are so much further down the line. It's so unique to them that early. Oh, it's fantastic. It's a really good ability to have. There's a few ones, like sneak attack is you get a slightly bigger flanking bonus. Even though it's positive, it's not that good. But like, invulnerability is absolutely incredible. I think it's restlessness that is called the one we get when extra movement. The neutral one, ambition, is actually really interesting as well, because your defense is 20% worse, but your attack is 50% higher. So if you can get in there, be shielded, and then attack someone like you would if you were a horse, you can do incredible damage. Alexander has 78 happiness. 78. I thought my 28 was high, and we're only 5th. That is incredible how happy this map is. They're never usually that happy. Even when the AI is properly cheating. We have plenty of space, that's good. It's always really annoying when you send an archaeologist out and they don't have anywhere to put what they've just found, so you end up having to turn it into a landmark, which is usually useless to you. I don't really want the spices banned, but if Greece votes yes, there's nothing I'm going to do about it anyway, so I'm just going to ignore it. I could always repeal it later if push comes to shove. But we are doing really well on this map. The thing is, we broke the spine of this map quite a while ago. As soon as we took out Darius, we made our life so easy. Because he was the one that was just nabbing all the wonders, if memory serves. Well, that was a weird voice crack. I don't know what this juice is I'm drinking, but it's fantastic. Yeah, if you weren't... oh, wow, Spices actually failed. If you weren't viewing if you didn't see the last video of mine, I was actually saying that because I'm using a streaming software now to record normally, I could have actually put my face in this, but I've run out of USB ports. Oh dear. And yeah, Spices didn't make it, which is great. And the World Fair did, because Greece put 12 of their votes in. Surprisingly, Persia and the Iroquois said no. Interesting. What else can I do that will be popular so nobody attacks me? I could do that and it would make culturally winning easier, but it would anger two people, and I'm just trying to avoid that right now. I'd like to do that as well, but that will anger everybody, virtually. There's not really a lot I want to do. Nothing here is really of any use to me, to be honest. Because the things that are, they're going to get really angry at. There's really no use to doing this either, is there? It's tempting to just embargo Greece, but I really don't want them attacking me right now. I don't want to embargo city-states because I'm making lots of money off them. Blah, 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 blah. I could probably ban one of these, and therefore nobody will care. So that's probably the way to go. Because I'm not getting any of them off anybody. I know I wasn't allied to anybody. That wasn't a reckless move on my part. So that is kind of a nothingness vote. I have to choose something, so I'm just going to choose something pointless. I know for a fact I'm going to win culturally anyway, or at least I should. If I don't, I'm going to be quite embarrassed with myself. So, fingers crossed. Come on. Come on, Barbs. I bet there's quite a lot of barbarians still about, because there's lots of this map that's just not been used up. We need to find out... You know what I might do? Even though it's absolutely pointless, I might just do trading with... Can I trade with Persia anyway? Yeah, I'm going to do some trading with Persia just so the tourism on them goes up. We're also going to do some World's Fair, because the World's Fair bonus is brilliant. If you see that if you host the fair, your culture doubles by... doubles for 20 turns, and you get a free social policy, and you get points towards the Golden Age. It's absolutely brilliant. Really good. We've got oil as well out there, so we've got even more oil. We've got 31 coal. 31! That is incredible. Actually, what I'm going to do is immediately... I'm not sure if this will be able to reach or not. So what I'm going to do is... Do we have... I believe we do have a caravanserai there. I'm just going to build a caravan so that next turn I'm trading with Persia, so that I'll get a bonus. Hopefully I'll be able to reach them, otherwise I might have to send it to Susa first and do it from there. I believe you can send caravans from puppeted cities, if memory serves. But ideally I'd like to do it from a place I can make more money. Quebec desires jewellery, probably not gonna happen, to be honest. Alexander is plotting against probably the only person he physically can't reach, so that's kind of funny. We can trade with Onondaga, brilliant. Oh, actually going to get quite a lot of money as well. That's excellent. Okay, so as we see that we are now trading with them, we get a 25% bonus. Unfortunately, he hates us, so we're not going to get open borders, and I can't really dictate whether we'll have the same religion or not, because I didn't found a religion. So I don't really get a huge amount of option on that front. That's the one downside to not getting your choice of religion. You really are at the will of whoever's near you, usually. And in our case, that was Darius until I believe I took his holy city. Yeah, I believe that's his capital actually, not Pasargad. I think Pasargad is his second city. I may have said that earlier, it was a mistake. They demand silver and lots of it. This is what happens when you have every luxury resource. That they'll almost always demand the same thing, and then they'll just get auto-happy and you'll get quicker population growth. Kind of funny, but I can't help but feel that it's not a very efficient way of doing it, but whatever. Yeah, we have this in the bag. I mean... It did help that we had a pretty good starting location. And as it turns out, we have coal, which is nice, right near our starting location. I would argue, if you're not going for a big military conquest, coal is probably the most important strategic resource. There's a debate for sure there, but I would go with that. We're going to go for the World's Fair. Like I said, the reward is just so great that it's really a no-brainer. The only problem is because we still have 7 empires left, it's going to take quite a long time for the project to finish, because the more nations that are in a game, more empires, the bigger the World's Fair is, so the longer it takes to build, and there'll probably be a couple of empires in this game that just don't build it. So you'll have to build more and more, and it can be kind of annoying, but there are 7 of us in this game. I believe it's just over 1,000 you can do each. So if you get 4,000, for example, you know that you've got the top prize. I'm not going to try and get 4,000 production. I just want to try and hurry it on a bit. We've already got 155 and the project is 4% complete, so we probably did most of the work there. The caravan... Where was it going? Funchal? Sure, why not? There's quite a lot of buildings this place still has to do, actually. Might be worth just getting another museum in here just in case we run out of room. We shouldn't run out of room, but just in case. Speaking of, we've got an Assyrian artifact. We have an amulet, which is classical era. Do we have anything to go with it? First things first, we've got to find it. Okay, it's here. We need something in the classical era that is an artifact. That is not it, and I believe because that's ours we won't even get a bonus. Hang on, that might work. Do this. Yep, that gets a 2. They don't go together, but it'll tidy up the room, and I believe Porto has a hotel. Yep, so we got theming bonus off that. I believe the Sistine Chapel specifically needs artwork. Yeah, you can't put artifacts in there. Well, you could, but you wouldn't get a theming bonus. Yep, do that. For a minute there, I was kind of like, didn't I already just get rid of that guy? No, it was a different architect. They may all look the same. In this game, not in real life. But, yes. We are cruising. No. Because if I was a betting man, I would guess that of the people up there, of Russia, of the Aztecs, of the Greeks, of Persia to a degree, I would guess it's probably the Aztecs that are going to go down first. And that's not just by looking at the score chart. I think they're more likely to get grouped on after. Greece is number 1. They're going to get teamed up on a lot because they were the perennial bad guys of this game, despite the fact we did a lot of attacking and they did less. They're kind of deemed more of the bad guy in this game than we are, which is great. You want to be able to attack without being deemed the bad guy. That's the important thing in this. Because the AI is very weird, so you have to play it. And not take advantage of the AI stupidity, but you kind of just have to kind of take everything with a pinch of salt. That they may not take it incredibly logically. For example, you can attack somebody in 3000 BC and they will still be angry at you for the exact same thing 4,000 years later, despite the fact that in a marathon game, like 1,000 turns have gone by in that time, nearly. Get some more World's Fair going. I'm going to get some architects out, probably in my capital. That won't do the World's Fair. I'll just churn out architects, probably the best thing to do until we get radio. Once we get radio, I'll probably... Probably put the Eiffel... I don't know. It's tempting to put the Eiffel Tower in Pasagad. Because they're getting great merchants anyway, and the points will help them get them more quickly. So that's a possibility. I'll actually have to check who's getting the most great merchant points and work it out from there. Broadway, though, was really not that important for me. Yes, it's got 3 great works of music slots, but it only gives you 1 great musician, and I'll still probably try and build it, but it's not that useful. Do we want the Portuguese artifact or the Florentine one? It's an ancient era, we probably want the Florentine one. So, let's have a look. That's it. Okay. So, pretty certain Braga has a hotel. I think. Anyway, ancient era, ancient. Just in case it doesn't, we'll do that, and we get a theming bonus. So excellent. What do we need? We need something Portuguese medieval. So keep that in mind. I think actually we'll keep this in mind more next time. So like and comment and subscribe if you want to do those sort of things. I'll talk to you all next time.